Hey everyone, it's Kathy.
And Paul here with iDulting.
We're here to help you navigate the crazy world of adulting.
Because let's be real, it's a wild ride. We'll be dropping tips, sharing stories,
And maybe even spilling some embarrassing secrets along the way.
so get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, get ready to laugh, learn, and level up your adulting game. This is iDulting. Don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe, and share this podcast. Head over to iDulting.com for more information and to submit questions for us about iDulting.
And maybe even pick up some of our new merchandise. And if you know any fellow adults who need some guidance, send them our way. Welcome back, everyone, to this episode of iDulting. Today we're going to talk about the return to real.
Very interesting concept, I have to admit.
I'm loving it.
Me too. Hopefully you will too. It's a long time coming, what we're going to talk about today. Similar concepts that our parents have talked to us about, just different, because technology has grown into an amorphous thing that affects every area of our life. Adults today grew up completely surrounded by it and using it every day.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is breaking the digital ceiling. By 2025, the digital-first lifestyle reached a point of diminishing returns. The return to real is driven by digital exhaustion syndrome. It's a recognized state where high-speed information processing leads to a loss of sensory grounding.
For over a decade, the cultural trajectory was digital first. In 2026, however, young adults have hit a biological ceiling known as digital exhaustion syndrome. I'm going to shorten it to DES.
The shift from performance to presence. The Instagrammable era is officially fading. According to 2026 industry reports, 46% of Gen Z is now actively limiting screen time, and 74% believe in-person experiences are fundamentally more valuable than digital ones. The goal is no longer to broadcast a life, but to actually live one.
Wait, did you guys hear that? The goal is no longer to broadcast a life, but to inhabit one. The important thing here is something we've talked about in many episodes and will always talk about. Broadcasting life is a very curated experience. Instagram influencers, the Snapbook people, all of them are putting up their best parts of their life. It makes it seem tilted.
But they're also spending so much time curating it and making it so perfect that they're not actually living life.
Therefore, if you were to put a word to this, I could say something like, if you were to mindfully be present, you might inhabit your life more.
Or, put down the screens like we've been telling you. Go outside and live life.
Next, as part of this, is the rejection of AI slop. As AI-generated content floods feeds, young people are experiencing algorithm fatigue. I've noticed this recently in my Facegram using my phone computer. It's getting blah, and it's all algorithm generated.
It is absolutely algorithm generated, but that's because that's what you're looking at. So it proceeds to keep showing you things you like to look at. I understand the concept. My problem is that it's getting really hard to decipher what's real and what's AI.
Sure is. And harder every day. As the graphically drawn up AI, Skynet, is making things more and more real.
When everything is mass produced and perfectly polished, it starts to feel weightless. Like it really doesn't mean anything anymore. The return to real is a move towards things that have friction, mistakes, texture, and human pulse.
Another way I like to think about that is doing the hard things has its rewards. Vogue's new luxury, digital detoxing, has transitioned from a wellness niche to a high status symbol. Being unreachable or chronically offline is the new 2026 flex. Who knew I was new already? It signals that you have enough social and financial security, I have neither, to not be a slave to the ping.
The sensory deficit. Digital interfaces only engage two senses, sight and sound. The human nervous system, however, is wired for 5. The return to real is a subconscious hunger for tactile feedback, touch, olfactory memory, smell, and spatial awareness.
What I see when we talk about that is living a balanced life is more healthy.
And that you have five senses. So if you're only using two constantly, the other three are feeling left out,
They get lonely.
and your brain knows it.
The post-aesthetic era. We are seeing a rise of core clutter and unfiltered living showing up in people's feeds. Young people are intentionally posting blurry or ugly photos to prove they were actually present in a moment rather than performing for an audience. I want to take a turn here. While we were driving to Williamsburg, we saw something I had never seen before and had a discussion about it. It was on the trip. We didn't stop at it.
What?
What they call it is social media museum.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's where you can go at the selfie museum.
Selfie museum. That's
Right.
it.
Where you could go and take your selfies if you're a social media influencer, and you have all the props and backgrounds you need.
I wasn't aware of what that was. We had a conversation at dinner. Our elder iDult filled me in on what that is and how people actually use them. I actually was a little sad and thought, get a life, go to those places.
People do, because that's what their job is. They are social media influencers, and that's where they earn their paychecks. So number 2 is the dumb tech revolution, intentional disconnection. In 2026, the smartphone has been demoted from a lifestyle companion to a utilitarian tool. Hardware in 2026 is becoming dumber by design. This isn't a rejection of technology, but a renegotiation of it.
The Dumbphone is actually becoming a status symbol. It's not just the old guy or old woman that kept it because that's what they knew how to use. Sales of these phones, flip phones, have surged among 18 to 30-year-olds. By using a device that only calls and texts, users are opting out of the dopamine loop. It's a hard reset for the brain's reward system, leading to a reported 91% improvement in mental health. I'm going to repeat that. The hard reset for the brain's reward system is leading to a reported 91% improvement in mental health for those who disconnect for just 2 weeks.
That's incredible.
That sure is, as we sit in the midst of a mental health crisis like this country's never seen.
The single purpose device. We are seeing a return to tools. Instead of one smartphone that does everything badly, young adults are buying film and digital cameras for the magic of a physical process and photos that aren't buried in a cloud of 40,000 others. I still love an actual photo that I can hold in my hand.
Me too. I wonder if photomats are going to come back. Go drive up and drop it off.
You have real film coming back? I doubt it, but it would be nice.
E-readers and paperbacks are making a huge comeback to escape the blue light-induced brain rot of scrolling.
Yeah, we have an adult who truly would prefer to hold a book in her hand than read anything on her computer or phone. Both of our girls do not like to read off the computer. They would rather have a book.
I don't know how I'm going to have to try using my Kindle more and see how that compares. Obviously, it's an e-book at that point, but the screen is not a blue light producing.
Analog alarm clocks to keep the phone out of the bedroom, protecting the sacred first hour of the day. Why? Because you have to get out of bed, especially if you keep your alarm clock on the other side of the room, to wake up, and you don't instantly start scrolling or looking to see what notifications you have. You get up, you turn off your alarm clock, you start your day.
I'm envious of people that can do it. My jobs have been such, and my new current endeavor is such that unfortunately I can't get the phone out of the bedroom. When I can, though, I don't even think it'll be a flip phone. I think you're going to need stamps to find me.
I think if I didn't have you to wake me up every day, I would go back to an old alarm clock that I'd have to get up, turn off.
I'd like to do it, but unfortunately I have to keep the phone there. Physical media resilience. Just saw this the other day. Walking around Wally World. Big setup. Had plenty of vinyl records on it and record players for sale. Vinyl, CDs, and even cassettes are thriving because they have an ending. A record finishes, a feed does not. This ending provides a sense of completion that reduces the open loop anxiety caused by infinite scrolling.
Now, I do have a record player. Well, I did. It broke. I do have vinyl records from the Wayback Machine, but I also have made it that my music feed, my favorites, only has about 14 songs on it, and then it starts over again. So I have an end.
Let's get clear. Did you buy some of those original vinyl records when they were original vinyl records?
When they were new,
Yeah,
I did.
I did too. Did you belong to Columbia Record House for cassettes?
I did not.
I did, because you could get 18 for a penny.
That was just the sign up thing so that then they could start charging you $6 a month back in 1980.
I was in the Columbia Record House. I had just gotten my new Garth Brooks when I started at university, and my partner threw my new Garth Brooks cassette. We're going to need a moment of silence here. Out the window onto an interstate highway because he chose not to listen to it.
I just like that all the stuff that we were doing that was new to us is now going to be new to another generation.
Do you think 8 tracks are going to come back?
I do not.
I think that would be cool.
I do not. They were the biggest, clunkiest, dumbest things I've ever seen.
We're not throwing shade at our elders, but they were big and clunky compared to cassettes and Walkmans.
Hardware minimalism. The light phone and minimalist phone movements have moved from niche tech circles to college campuses. Users are opting for devices with e-ink screens that lack social media apps, forcing them to engage with their physical surroundings.
Say it isn't so. You have to extrovert? Talk to people? That's got to be terrifying if you never did it.
No, and I think it's very hard for a select group of people, like especially the Gen Zs, that not only is this their whole world and this is all they've ever known, but they also had the COVID shutdown, so they didn't have a choice. They kind of just got instantly submerged in it, and I don't know, I think that wasn't fair.
I think it wasn't fair either, and I think our society and our school systems didn't handle the comeback well.
Correct. And there were definitely school systems that handled it better than ours, but we have a current 19-year-old iDult that spent her 14th, 15th, and 16th birthdays in COVID because of the timing of her birthday and the shutdown and reopen of school.
Went back to school like it had never closed. It was pretty traumatic on not just our iDults, but all the ones that we knew. The vinyl and CD renaissance. Talked about this already a little, but physical media is thriving because it creates a ritual of entry. You have to take a record out, clean it, and drop the needle. That's right, drop the needle. This 30-second ritual acts as a glimmer.
And we love glimmers.
We do love glimmers, telling the brain to focus on one thing at a time.
The paper comeback. Sales of physical planners, journals, and pocket notebooks, like field notes, are at a 15-year high. Writing by hand is being used as a cognitive tool to slow down thought processes that have been hyper-accelerated by scrolling.
They're even bringing script back to school.
They are bringing back cursive, and I'm thrilled.
All those nuns are got to be happy.
Well, and some people's handwriting is so bad that maybe their script's better than their print, or the other way around. At least they have a choice.
Having lived through this, I do know one danger that jumps off our notes at me. That's that of a physical planner. I absolutely loved my physical planner. I was great. I kept everything in it. What I discovered when my truck was broken into at a workplace and my briefcase was stolen is that when you plan several months ahead, pretty detailed plans, and then your physical planner is gone, it's gone.
The idea of a physical planner is phenomenal in my brain, but maybe have a digital backup in case something happens to it.
It also helps with collaboration with other family members and people at work. The digital version, it's really difficult to have your boss know what's in your handwritten physical planner, which you may or may not want him to know.
Right, but when you're coordinating schedules and trying to figure things out, and you have a group of people in there and they're all doing that, way easier than everybody sitting down and trying to meet at a certain time to get your plans all together.
I guess what we're saying is we can see the pluses and the minuses of the physical planner. Journals and pocket notebooks, I live by them. I have more than one journal. I write a morning journal. I write a night journal. I have a journal of journals, and I'm always using my notebooks. Well, third, let's talk about the third place renaissance, reclaiming physical space. Have you heard the concept third place before? Okay, third place, it's a place that's not work and not home that you go hang out. We grew up seeing one of the most famous ones ever televised, a coffee house in New York City.
Friends.
That was a third place. The return to real is most visible on how young adults spend their Friday nights. With the loneliness paradox hitting a peak, where people are more connected but more isolated than ever, the 2026 generation is aggressively reclaiming physical space.
The rise of activity-based socializing. Going for a drink is being replaced by run clubs, flower arranging, and puzzle competitions. Attendance at coffee and running events has jumped 233% this year. The logic is shared activities provide low-pressure connection. You don't have to maintain constant eye contact or perform conversation if you're both focusing on the trail or the puzzle.
The YMCA model of community. Young adults are moving away from commercial co-working spaces and towards neighborhood anchors like libraries and community centers. They are seeking neutral ground where they can exist without the pressure to spend money or to be productive.
Hyperlocalism. Nearly 9 in 10 young adults now say they want events that connect them specifically to their immediate neighborhood. Block parties, tool shares, local markets. It's about building a real support network you can walk to.
We are witnessing that hyper-local thing in one of our gig economies, so to speak. We go and sell pickles.
We do go sell pickles.
We're professional pickle purveyors. And we get to see the young people interacting at them and can attest that this is really a thing.
We do still see those people that are standing there with their selfie stick, videotaping everything they do, every coffee they get, every candied apple they taste. But those are fewer and fewer, and people are actually just coming and looking around and enjoying themselves. And they're coming with their friends.
And having a good time. We're experiencing the death of the digital nomad. While remote work remains, the lonely nomad is being replaced by the communal settler. Young people are moving to walkable neighborhoods and prioritizing the local, whether it be the bakery, the hardware store, or the community garden.
Hyperlocalism or activism. Choosing to spend $5 at a local bookstore instead of $4 on Amazon is being viewed as a political act. It's about investing in the real world that you can see and touch.
To me, that's another way of shop local. We always agreed with that. Do I think it's going to replace the Amazons of the world? Not even a little.
No, absolutely not. But even clothes shopping, we talked about it today. It's really hard to buy clothes if you can't try them on. So buying stuff on Amazon and then trying it on, not liking it, having to go return it is way less convenient than going to the store, physically trying it on and buying it if you like it.
We go to a local place called Woodstock Vibes. It's a thrift store. It's a fantastic kind of fun shopping experience most of the time. Next, let's talk about financial realism. From moon shooting to grounded wealth. The financial shift is a move from speculative digital assets to tangible competency.
Loud budgeting as a social integrity. By being honest about money, young adults are stripping away the toxic individualism that says you have to look rich to be successful. It's a return to the real state of one's bank account.
The artisan economy. We are seeing a great reskilling. This excites me a lot. Learning to sew, garden, ferment foods, or perform basic carpentry is the 2026 version of leveling up. These skills provide a sense of security that a digital portfolio cannot.
And work-life separation. The hustle is being replaced by the sustain. The goal is to no longer be a billionaire, but to have a real life, one with a garden, a community, and enough time to actually enjoy it.
I still want to be a billionaire.
Me too, but I want to be able to.
Have a garden in a community and have enough time to enjoy it.
Yeah, I want to be on the other end of billionaire where someone else is doing the hustle and I'm enjoying it. It would be really good to not have to put in a 12 to 16-hour day to maintain it.
These skills that young people are picking up today have been talked about for a long time in some of the online groups I belong to that are concerned about the loss of original content. For example, if the internet suddenly went away for some unsightly reason, a lot of people today wouldn't have the skills to survive, which is why seeing this really does light my fire.
Next, we're going to talk about biological management, the nervous system as a new IQ. The final and most important layer of return to real is the biological one. The return to real has fundamentally changed the 2026 job market and spending habits.
Human-centered careers. As AI automates entry-level digital tasks, human touch roles are becoming more valuable. Careers in the applied arts, trades, personal services, and physical crafts are seen as AI-proof.
Gen Z is developing new physical skills at a rate 11% higher than millennials. Whether it's tailoring, fermenting, or basic mechanics, tangible competency is the new 2026 career insurance.
We talked about it. Loud budgeting and value spending. Young consumers are checked out of aspirational marketing. They would rather spend $30 on a real experience or a locally made tool than on some sort of fashion statement. They are risk adverse and value affordability plus values over brand status.
And I know this is going to make your day, but circadian rhythms. Young adults are becoming light experts. They use red light at night, seek direct sunlight in the morning, and avoid junk light, which is blue light, to regulate their sleep. This is glimmer hunting at a cellular level.
How many episodes did that just hit?
All of them. I love it.
I love it too. Do your own research on it. I can tell you we do everything on that list. The analog morning. This is the most popular life hack of 2026. Okay, so what's that? What's analog? Why can I not live my digital life? Well, here's the challenge. Get up and don't touch anything digital for an hour. Helps set up your day, helps protect your alpha brainwave, and it leads to higher focus and lower anxiety the rest of the day. The return to real is a rebellion against the weightlessness of the 2020s. It's about building a life that has gravity, texture, and real-world consequences. For an iDult, this is the ultimate way to take back the internal locus of control. The most profound driver of the return to real is the realization that the human brain was not designed for the 24/7 digital environment. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode and you're proudly wearing the iDulting merch you picked up off iDulting.com. We'll talk to you next week.
Just remember, you've got this, iDults. Keep your head up, your spirits high, and keep adulting with us. Go forth and conquer the world, or at least your to-do list.
And don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe. Tell your friends, share the podcast, and head over to iDulting.com for more information and to connect with us. See you on the next episode. Be safe.